Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Speed Gaming. I am Cyber9, and this is the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament. Today's matchup features a Group C matchup of Sinister.sama and Charlieboy, who is a former champion of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. So far, we've had a couple of exciting races already happen in this tournament, and we have many more, including this one this afternoon. So strap in, folks, for another exciting race, as our runners will soon be given the countdown here to get started. I hope you guys are excited, because I surely am. So give me a bit of time here, folks. There'll be a one-man show in the booth here as I do all the button pressing with the assistance of our friends at Speed Gaming helping us in the background. So shout-outs to Stigma helping us there. But yeah, so this is again a Group C matchup. Charlieboy is a former champion of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. Sinister.sama came a couple years ago. He's still he's a quality runner, and I expect him to see some improvements again in him this year. But it's going to be a really nice race, and they have been given the green light, so we should be ready to go here shortly. And we're off. So we're going to see our usual picks of Quick Man or Flash as our runners take a look at the screen, and they're both going to choose Quick as their first stage, which is groovy. But yeah, generally as far as starting Robot Master stage, you're going to see Quick and Flash, and then it pretty much diverges from there. So both the runners are going to start with Quick Man stage with good old vanilla Bubble Man music to play, as we got I think Charlieboy is using a self-created sprite, as we got Sinister.sama using a new additional sprite for the randomizer in Breakman. So you may have questions as to what's randomized in the Mega Man 2 randomizer. Just about everything you think, from color palettes to music to enemy placement. Sinister.sama getting that nice big energy drop there, as we're going to go down the quick shaft now. Alright, as both our runners are now at the bottom of the quick shaft, we're going to find out who our first Robot Master is in this best of 3, as this year we are doing group stages along with a single elimination tournament, but we are still doing our usual best of 3. And well, we got Bubble Man at the end of Quick Man stage after playing the Bubble Man stage music. Bubble Man being a bit annoying for both our runners here. Definitely gonna have to take their juice boxes, as Charlieboy downs Bubble Man first. So I'm going to be taking care of Bubble Man here just for a moment. And we get item 3 at a Quick Man stage. So with getting item 3, that's good to see. As we want to see if we get one, or we want to see if we get 1 or 2 here in a bit, because that will change our runners' routing just a wee bit. As both our runners are now going to go into Flashman stage next. As the Crushers are that's not good. So the Crushers are not weak to lemons, and they weren't weak to the Metal Blade that we got out of Quickman stage. So both our runners are going to take a lot of damage just from those. They do not have a choice in this. Yeah, see, that's just painful. As we see, the rabbits are as Joes are actually our rabbits in this scene. And usually you can tell when an enemy's being pallet swatted by their pattern. Ooh, that's not going to be good, as our runners are going to take their time with that. One more fan fiend in the way, as he's happy and jolly. And if I know Charlieboy, he's not going to take the E-Tank. He's going to... yep. I thought he was. He definitely juked me out of that one. I thought he usually avoids taking the Flash E-Tank, as he takes up time to get and then come back around. But he is going to be entering the Flash door first, as we're going to see who is here. And it looks like we got a Quickman in the Flash door. He's not busted susceptible. How about Metal? Nope. I think yeah. Okay, so what? So the reason we got the roof off in Flashman stages in older versions of the randomizer, Jumpy Boys like Quick or Flash or Crash would tend to get stuck, go into space and just not return. So we just outright just removed that, and Charlieboy ended up using that to his advantage, as Metal is, in all directions weapon to do damage. As we move on to Bubbleman stage here, as we get to see another of our new additions to the randomizer, as we've taken out the background movement, as there was worries of for runners with photosensitivity, but it's no longer an issue, as Charlieboy is generally doing what I think is considered the general path for revealed staging, is where we go Flash, Quick, and then Bubble. But this is also where we're going to see our divergence, as Sinister.sama is going to go to Metal next. I mean, we could call it dirty, but we could also call it lobster shrimp bisque, as we get to see some Metroids here. Still gonna call them dollar store Metroids, because it ain't that game. As Sinister.sama deals with the crab and the Chanky Makers in Metal stage, as Charlie, knew there was going to be a Shotman there. Generally, if you know there's going to be Shotman in this area, if you don't pause at that very specific spot, that is death. So, Charlieboy take into mind as to what could potentially be there. And there's a Crashman here in Bubble stage, who is allergic to lemons. As we see Charlieboy taken down quickly. He is looks very vanilla-ish as far as pattern. Not very spammy. He wasn't a what they call dumb crash. So we are now 3 stages down, and I forget I am tracking this. And I'm going to track by stage as opposed to as to what Robot Master was taken down. So Charlie's going to opt to go into Wood next, as we get some blockies here in the Woodman stage. Generally, if you're going to deal with blockies, you'd rather... There we go. A very nice flash fight on Sinister.sama's screen there. I was curious if he was going to juggle him. And he gets item 1 for his trouble. Let's see if Sinister.sama opts to go to Crash next with that 1 and 3. And yes, he does. So Sinister.sama with items 1 and 3 tends to make traversing Crash a little easier. As it looks like our item 1 is actually stationary this seed, but items 1 and 3 are generally the items you want to see for Crash, as it helps navigate it better, because this is a zipless tournament for this year's tournament, as item 1 is being placed, and looks like it's got the looks like it's the actual English number. We got ourselves some Roman numerals for this item 1. Yeah, so seeing the hermit crabs in the first stage, it was going to be a very nice Crash climb for Sinister.sama, as he makes quick work, and looks like got a little stuck there with his head. Let's see if we switches to item 3 here. So we use one more item 1 and save that last one for the E-Tank that he's coming up to. Meanwhile, Charlieboy has traversed Woodman stage rather quickly, and we actually have a version of Woodman in Woodman's room who is allergic to lemons, it looks like, and down he goes. I thought for a moment that Sinister.sama was gonna go up the left side there. It does not. But Charlieboy gets item 2 out of Woodman stage. So yeah, this is actually what I would do too. In his shoes, I would go to Heatman stage next in his position. So yeah, so item 2 in Woodman stage. And Sinister.sama opting not to grab the E-Tank, even though he had the extra bit of energy from item 1. But, you know, that's the runner's prerogative, as he's going to be entering the crash. Oh no, Charlie! Charlie taking a bit of beating here in Heatman stage, as we got a Buster Soft Metal Man dressed cosplaying as Electman in Crashman's room, and we're going to see Charlie put that item 2 to a bit of use here as he traverses the early section of the Yoku blocks. Now Charlieboy doesn't know about item 1 yet, so that's why he's using this item 2 as a platform, but he's not pausing in between. He's got less than half of that item 2, so he's got to be very careful now for the rest of the stage, as Sinister.sama now traverses Bubble Man stage here. He may have to pause buffer at the end here. I don't know if that's enough. I feel like he's practiced this. I think, yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna have just enough space. Yeah, so he's definitely practiced that enough to know how much energy and what he's gonna do there. As Charlieboy now enters the Heatman boss room, and we got ourselves a Vanilla Heat, who is not Buster Weak, so we're definitely going to do some weapon hunting, hoping to find something good. Bubble and Quick or no bueno. There we go. How about Crash? Crash will work. What was that metal? That was metal, I'm sorry. That was a metal weakness for that Heatman. As Charlie gonna go to Crashman next. He doesn't know about Metal Man stage having item 1 in it, but that's okay. He's still gonna use that item 2 as a platform to traverse the elevator section, which actually still makes it easy to do. As Sinister.sama takes care of these Shotman at the end of Bubble Man stage. And now he's going to deal with his Crashman in the Bubble Room. We do know there will be a Metal Man cosplaying as Electman up top the Crash climb here for Charlieboy. So I want to take this time to once again thank you guys this afternoon for joining us for this race. And this tournament is going to be, as I mentioned before, going to be a group stage, 4 groups of 4. Followed by a single elimination bracket.
So everyone will play everyone in their group once, and then we'll do single elimination afterward. As this is, and our tournament settings is pretty much set as a reveal stage names, as well as randomized sprites, randomized backgrounds, randomized enemies appearance. As we got a interesting version of Boomer Quanger's theme playing. I don't think I've heard this one before. I think is this from the Extreme games? I don't know if Creed's in chat or not, but I think it's from the Extreme games. As Sinister.sama having a bit of trouble with the hot dogs, gets a 1-up after the last one as Charlieboy enters the Crashman room to deal with Metal Man. So we did have our two. Oh wait. So I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, Airman will have a vanilla Airman in it, because I don't think we've seen Airman yet. And it looks like Airman stage, at least for the first part, is relatively free, except for that bird that just showed up. But we have space monkeys, so their planet needs them. And he's very careful about not getting hit by that last space monkey. As we had to change the layout of Airman stage, not just cosmetically, but usually the birds would delete the lightning lords, and that would show up in the middle of the section of the stage, because that would be just too many sprites on screen. But you know, that's why the layout's a bit different, as we get to see as we had the zero fight team from X2 against that Woodman, as Sinister.sama gets their item 2 at a Woodman stage. They got 2 more stages left too, in Heat and Air, as Charlieboy is about to end their Airman stage. So yeah, like I said, there's Airman in Airman stage. He was I had a feeling he wasn't going to be weak to the Buster. He's bro enough, but the thing about Airman is you definitely do not want to take body damage. So Charlieboy is going to have to take that E-Tank to finish off Airman, and there we go. Forgot click Bubble Man for Sinister.sama there. So yeah, Charlieboy has one more stage left to go in middle stage, where we'll also get his item 1. So he's going to. Looks like he's gonna try. I don't think I've ever done this with item 2 for Metal Man stage. I think interesting. So Sinister.sama pulling out that item 3 to traverse. Stage much easier. See, pulled out item 1. Nope, he's going to traverse the Yoku's regular. I do not recommend that, especially if you have item 1 or item 3. Because why wait on Yoku's when you just use item 1 and just go over top of it? Anyway, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to commentate. So Charlieboy going to pull out that item 2 and avoid the a good chunk of the last section of Metal stage, as I believe there's a Flashman at the end of it. He's not going to go for the secondary E-Tank, because I don't go for that one either, because generally you have to turn around and waste time to pick it up, but you know what, it is what it is. So Charlieboy's going to be entering the metal room here in a moment, take off Flash, as Sinister.sama is finishing up Heatman stage. down goes Flash. And that'll be 8 Robos for Charlieboy. So, folks, we're going to be playing a little game here. If you're not familiar with the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament, as we get to see... Dr. Light's going rogue, folks. He's off his meds. Anyway, so if you're not familiar with the Mega Man 2 Randomizer community, we like to play a game when we get to Wily 1 here, and that's to guess the dragon color and guess the weakness. And with giving recent updates of the randomizer, we like to have people guess the sprite change of the dragon, which could be a number of things. It could be the Shades dragon, it could be the Oats dragon, it could be Shade Swag dragon, it could be our Unicorn dragon. But anyway, I'm gonna go with my choice of Purple Grimace looking dragon. I'm actually gonna say it's gonna be the Unicorn dragon this time, and I'm gonna say it's weak to Kami. For those who are not familiar with who that is, Kami Ascendant is a member of the community, and he does Buster Owner primarily. So when I say weak to Kami, I mean the dragon's gonna be weak to lemons. But here we go. Charlieboy almost to the top as there was a bunny in the way. Ladder transition being a little annoying. As Sinister.sama still has to get through the rest of Airman stage here. Interesting to see him use item 2 there. I use item 3, but you know, that's again runner's prerogative. As there is a new feature in this randomizer where, you know, usually if you take damage or you fire a weapon, you can't pause until that action has taken place. But with updates to the randomizer, we have now eliminated that, so we can pause whatever. And hey, look, Unicorn Dragon. Charlieboy is on page 2, so let's see if it's a metal or crash weakness. It is weak to crash. So if you had crash as a weakness, good job. As Sinister.sama now takes on Airman in Airman's room. As Charlieboy starts their Wily 2 stage. Sinister.sama still has a whole stage to make up, but you know, he is a bit behind as it is. So we're going to see how the rest of this match goes on. As yes, those are the stakes from Battletoads as that has replaced the fans. Yep, and typical Charlie fashion, he also does not go for the additional E-Tang. I don't go for that E-Tang either. So yeah, it's time to see what Pico Pico turns out to be this time. But you know, we still have at least one more hallway before that, as we see the Joes are out in force, or I guess you should call these the Brakemen, including one rabbit. Anyway. So Charlieboy, let's see if he does for let. Nope. Lately, Charlieboy, and I don't know why he's doing it. He has been going for the suicide drop. Really, stink is only like a couple seconds, but you know, and it is the Invisipico. And sadly, Charlie has missed a couple shots with that air shoot, so he's gonna have to find another weakness. If not, leave. Quick, so that should be good enough because it does not eat up his ammo. He's only got to worry about the one in the up top, so he's got to aim the air shooter just right. There we go. But he is going to have to make a stop in Wily 3 here when he's finished with the Pico fight to probably refill his air shooter. Looks like that time stopper does not have a long duration. As Charlieboy finishes off the Pico units in Wily 2, as Sinister.sama is about to deal with their Unicorn Dragon.
So we're gonna go take a look in the Wily sewers, and hopefully he's been on, I guess, I'm sorry, Dr. Light. I believe Charlie just found the wall weakness with Crash. I don't think he intended to do that, but does not look like Light just cleaned out his pipes. So that's rather disgusting there. As he avoids the squirms. It looks like air did some damage, but that air shooter is not particularly good. Oh no! And Sinister.sama slipped off. So he's going to redo the climb. As Charlieboy enters the Guts Dozer room to find out what it is weak to. Yeah, it's a Gut Dozer. Lemons, no. Yeah, air. Alright, so it was weak to metal. Got some nice smashing go there. So he's done with that. He's off to Wily 4. I guess in this stage's sake, Brown Heck. As we got a blocking in the way, he's gonna eat that damage there. As Sinister.sama is going to take another shot at the dragon here. Alright, now Sinister.sama has found out about the dragon. Now, what you can do with Crash Bomb is you can fire the bomb into the dragon's belly, and the explosion will do damage. But it's still there. It's not actually a long duration for that crash explosion. So I don't blame Sinister.sama for going for the mash. As we got gear jesters in our anxiety rooms here, at least on one spot. If it's not in the bottom right, Charlie's going to have to use his item 2, what remains of it, to get across the gap. And yep, just going to use item 2 to get across the gap. And just like that, Charlieboy has one more room to get by. I don't think, I believe he can just pull it out. He pulled out item 1 to get across, which is just fine. We do know our Crash Ball weakness is Air Shooter. One thing about the randomizer is the weakness for the Crash Balls and the Boo Beams won't be the same. So we know the Boo Beams won't be weak to air. And Charlieboy should already know this. I don't know why he's picking up that item 1. So he already knows that the Crash Balls are weak to air. So he could take out the wall first here as he enters. Looks like it's going to start with heat first before checking out the weapons. Not heat, not leaf, not bubble. Quick, looks like it was quick boomerang. Yep. Yeah, the quick's weird because you feel like this boomerang should have hit even though he was on the other side of the room. But for some reason they didn't. They just went past him. But either way, Charlieboy is taking down the Boo Beams and he's off the refights, folks. Alright, so Charlieboy is in their refights as they deal with Boobly Man first. Charlieboy gonna do take on Wood next.
Yes, I'm not going to retract the the refights. I'll reset the tracker when we get to the next set. Let's try to always go switch to metal here if he knows that's. No, he should know that the weakness was metal. Oh my God, Charlieboy forgot the weakness to Heat Man. I don't know why, because it was metal. If you're cheering for Sinister.sama, even though he's greatly behind, this will do him a big favor. As looks like wood was also a weakness for Heat, but you know it wasn't as good as it was with metal. But it takes down Heat Man all the same. As we move on, quick. Looks like Sinister.sama is having a bit of trouble with Pico Toasters. The one thing about Pico Toasters, even if it's invisible, as long as you know how what the pattern of the Pico Toaster, you can always manipulate the toaster in what direction it's going, because you know where it's going to land afterwards. So this fight generally should not be a problem. The only problem we should have with the Pico fight, as far as I'm concerned, in the randomizer, is finding out what it's weak to. As Sinister.sama wisely takes one of his juice boxes. And it looks like Charlie's on their last Robot Master, as we're going to be seeing the machine here in a moment here. As there we go. As we're going to see what its weaknesses can't be Flash. None of the Wily bosses can be weak to Flash. In fact, only one of the 8 Robot Masters can be weak to Flash. Not Air, not Leaf. It's definitely that slow ass Booble. Quick didn't do anything. Bubble did not do anything. How about wood? Not wood. How about air? Air does work for the second part of the machine, and shreds into the machine, and down it goes. As it looks like Sinister.sama wanted to find the weakness for the walls. We do know they're weak to air, but he has no air shooter left. As Charlieboy makes their way on the Victory Road as we speak to deal with the vile turncoat Thomas Light. And it's just someone having a bit of trouble with the fan fiends in oof, that's close. Alright, so dealing with Dr. Light turned it into the alien, and we're gonna find a weakness. It's not Buster. How about air? Not air. Wood. Not wood. Boola? Not Boola. Quick. Put it down quick, please, for the alien, and down it goes. Get those GGs in the chat, folks. For Charlieboy taking the first of 3 of this first of 3 of these best of 3 races. And it does appear Sinister.sama has opted to forfeit. So we're going to take a moment here, folks, to set up for Game 2. I hope you enjoyed that first race, but we still have more Mega Man 2 randomizer action in tow, so get ready as we set up for Race 2.
Alright, folks, welcome back to the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament. I am Sarah9. This is Game 2 of a best of 3 between Sinister.sama and Charlieboy. Charlieboy taking the first race of the best of 3. The countdown is on, and the runner should be going off momentarily here. And there we go. As we're once again looking for our. Looks like Sinister accidentally chose password. He really wanted to pick his Robot Master first, but there we go. Off to Quick Brand stage he goes. As we got once again some new tracks in the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. I don't know this track, but I feel like it's from Final Fantasy 3. I could be wrong, and I welcome everyone to correct me. As Charlieboy takes a bit of a beating between the shopmen and these Mets that are palette swapped for another member of our community, 2% Chungus. He's usually doing the tracking, but nope, that falls on me. So once again, our runners are in Quick Band stage first as we dive down. Dive down the shaft. As Charlieboy avoids the squirm tank that's puking out fires. As we are going to see who our first Robot Master is here in Quick Band stage in this second best of 3 matchup. And we got ourselves a Airman in Quick Room, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that he's busted weak and that he's 100% a bro, as he was only fired one air shot tornado and then just moving from there. We'd love to see it. Sadly, I blinked. I don't think we got a weapon out of that. No, we did not. Okay. Thanks, Sinister.sama. Alright, so we're going to move on to Flashman stage here. Once again, dealing with 4 Chunguses. And no, that wall this time is not weak to the Buster either, Charlie. But we are going to traverse the Flashman stage. This tournament, like I said before, is going to be a round-robin tournament. 16 entrants are in this tournament. They will each play one member of their group. So they will race 3 times in their group total. The top 2 runners in each group will advance to the single elimination bracket. So it's not going to be a double elimination, it's going to be a single elimination. And all races are going to be 2 out of 3 formats for the tournament. And we're also running zipless as Charlieboy gets tackled there by that space monkey. He couldn't have, but you know, he couldn't help it. Anyway, Charlieboy is now entering the Flashman corridor. Let's see who is in here, and it looks like we got ourselves a Metal Man who is also busted weak, and Charlieboy sadly has to consume his E-Tank as that Metal Man definitely liked throwing out his Metal Blades as we get item 1 out of Flashman stage. Charlieboy is going to move on to Bubble Man stage as per design. Alright, and it looks like Sinister.sama is going to follow suit into Bubble Man stage as Last time we thought it was puke, but I think we can both agree now that's some seafood business right there. As we watch shoot fly away, as Charlieboy is dealing with the shrimp here in Bubbleman's bike room, as you know, normal runners that aren't us that are doing a zipless would zip around all of that. Where's the fun of that? Alright, Charlieboy, be careful here. Yep. Both the first seed and the second seed had shotmen waiting for our runners here. So let's see who's behind door number 2. And it is a Flashman. And he is a jumpy boy. So you know what? That's the kind of Flashman I like seeing. As Charlieboy dispatches Flashman in Bubbleman's room, gets item 2 for his trouble. So let's see if he goes off to, yep, he's gonna go off to Heat next. So yeah, with that item 2 in tow, oh nope, Charlieboy getting caught up by that fan fiend. As He-Man stage is definitely treacherous for this first section, especially there's a fan fiend there. I was surprised he's not. See, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. I would pull out my item 1 here. Stationary or not, or flashed, just get across these pits to not deal with the fan fiends less. Or item 1 like this because that gives an additional platform to move around with. As Sinister.sama taking a slip into the lava as Charlieboy is nearing the end of the first section of Heatman stage here. Just gotta get his toe on that top ledge. And there we go. And Charlieboy having an issue with item 2, much like I did a few tournaments ago, as we are going to deal with the fan fiends once more in this section. I don't blame Charlieboy this time if he decides to skip all over it with item 2, but he said, nope. I'm gonna use this here, PUM and just dance all over your face. And he's got one more fan fiend to kill. There we go. As Charlie pulls out his item 2 to get across the rest of Heatman stage here. And just like that, Charlieboy has reached the end of Heatman stage here as Sinister.sama is just trying to be a little careful. There we go, pulling out the flash, using it to stall. Oh, and we got ourselves a Huggles, folks. This is one of the worst enemies to see. And it looks like Bubble is a solid weakness for Bubble Man. That's a version of Bubble Man we like to call Huggles, as we don't get an item out of Heatman stage, so it's off to Airman for Charlieboy there. As we got more fan fiends in the sky. This is definitely one of those, yeah,
one of those times where I would say, you know what, you got the items, use them. But it looks like these fan fiends aren't cooperating for Charlieboy here, as he really wants to use that item too early to narrow the distance he has to walk down Airman Way here. Sinister.sama is going to having a bit of a time with that Bubble Man, but he does find out about the bubble weakness, and he needs one more shot, and down goes Bubble Man for Sinister.sama as Charlieboy wisely using his platform to good use as Sinister.sama now moves on to Middleman stage. Now you get a look at the second half of Airman stage, which is hopefully a bit better than the front half, as Charlieboy expertly avoids the majority of these shows, but eventually gets tackled by the mechas. And Charlie avoids that Joe, the construction worker, just before getting that into the door, which is marvelous. And now he's going to take on the Super Sentai Quickman. I don't think he has any heat. Yeah, probably didn't have any E-tanks to take on this Quickman. As we see Sinister.sama dealing with one of our versions of the chicken. It's a bit of a twist, huh? As Charlieboy. And Charlieboy easily dispatches Quickman there, as I think we're having a bit of a slow up here. Well, sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened, but looks like Charlieboy did take down that Quickman in Airman's room as Sinister.sama is entering the metal door. Looks like we got a crash on the conveyor belt for Sinister.sama. Alright, so Charlieboy is making quick work of this crash climb using the combination of item 1 and 2. And he's got one more. And that Telly did him a favor by knocking him onto his item 2 platform. As no, they didn't get item 3. To get that E-tank as Charlieboy approaches the crash door, as Sinister.sama is also in Crashman stage. As Charlieboy is opting to have Metal be his last stage, it looks like, is opting to take a Rompin' Woodman stage first. As no, he doesn't have item 2 when everything went down, so that's good to see. He really wants to use that item 2 to traverse and avoid having to travel across the woods, but sometimes you don't have a choice in the matter, Charlie. Just do it. As we got Charlieboy pulling out the metal blades to deal with these hot dogs as Sinister.sama, strangely enough, put his item 2 very high in the air and was able to get it on the jump. So kudos to him as he deals with the next 2 jesters and is going to enter the Crash Man door here in a moment. Alright, so Sinister.sama is fighting Crash Man in the Crash Man's room. We do know, I believe it was Bubble and Quick do a decent amount of damage, and it looks like Sinister.sama has found the Bubble weakness, so he's got to be very careful with his energy. Okay, there we go. Opting to take the juice box as opposed to the death. He's got one more hit. There we go. Down goes Heat Man for Sinister.sama. Oh, is air or what? I thought he did air. Okay. The Rough Runner's got 2 more Robot Masters left as Charlieboy is once again using that item 2 to traverse the final screen a little bit quicker. Sadly, he wanted the pulse buffer behind the Janky Maker there, disguised as a construction worker, but just not enough room. So, off to face Woodman in Woodman's room. And he is Buster weak, so Charlieboy should have a fun time downing him at that moment. Don't get our last item, so by default, Metal Man has item 3. Charlieboy just taking a lot of damage here, which is just unnecessary. Look, you've gone this far, you might as well just eat your tank. Alright, well, Charlieboy is dealing with that. We got Sinister.sama on the last half of his Airman stage, as this is also his second to last Robot Master. I believe he's got... Oh no! And Sinister.sama takes a spill. Don't like seeing that in the creamsicle colored skies as a bush just needs to finish chaining. Metal Man stage to be off to 8 robos. What is he using? Was that Crash? And there goes Charlieboy pulling out his item 2 to get a little further in the stage, but you know, not as far as he would have ideally liked. Hey, Charlieboy pulls out that item 2 once more to traverse the rest of the stage as he's had enough of these chickens, as we got Sinister.sama dealing with Quickman in Airman's room. Or as I like to call this Quickman, the Super Sentai Quickman, as he found an ultimate weakness with Air Shooter on Quickman, and he'll be put that into use later, as we got a Crash Man on the conveyor belt. He's definitely a spammer, but despite his slow movements. So, either way, Crash Man goes down. And that'll be 8 robos for Charlie, as he'll also get his item 3, and we're going to be hearing that wonderful sound again. So, you know how it works, folks. Name the color of the dragon, and then hit 5 stars. You know, because even this race has been pretty good.
Alright, so off to Wily 1 we go with Charlieboy, as he is going to carefully select his fire shots so he can take down these bombs. So Charlieboy is going to pull out that item too, and it's going to make the bird now come from the left side, but sadly he wasn't high enough to avoid the gorilla in front of him. So, as Charlieboy reaches the end of the first hallway for Wily 1, going to use that item 3 to climb up. But yeah, folks, if, again, game time, if you haven't done it already, get those colors in, get that weakness in. As I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go True Blue, Blue Dragon, White Accents, weak to Kami, in the practice stage. There we go. So some just being a little careful because he is low on health, and nope, he gets tackled by that torch. Charlieboy has decent lead on him now, as I believe Woodman was Sinister.sama's last stage. So this is not good news if you're cheering for Sinister.sama, as Charlieboy has a stranglehold, say the least, on this race. And if you had Bubblegum Shades Dragon, you win a Bubblegum. Not weak to Crash, but it is weak to Metal. And mashy, 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 down goes the dragon. Alright, off to Wily 2 we go. He's gonna refill that second half of his Wily 1 bar. As Charlieboy pulls out his item to avoid the spike pits, as Sinister.sama was trying to get a little something extra before he enters that Woodman door. But he is going to get something extra, as Charlieboy graciously picks up that health. She really needed it. And of course, Charlieboy is not checking the wall weaknesses here, as he's going to move on, as sadly that Woodman is giving Sinister.sama the business. And of course we got a section of moles and fan feeds, and it's just absolutely horrendous. As Charlie does make it up there with health to spare. And the worst part is he hasn't even fought the Pico units, and they are definitely the worst part of this stage. Nope, Charlie, no suicide drop. So we're going to get a new. Yeah, so we're going to get a new tribal chief. Looks like, as Crash is actually doing some good damage on these Pico units, but it looks like Charlieboy is not satisfied with those. As Charlieboy finds Quickman for the Pico Tosses, he's got a few more to get rid of, but you know it's going to take some time. Oh. And Charlieboy take down Pico units. Looks like there was a leaf weakness too, but I don't think it was a one-shotter. But down it goes, as Charlieboy moves on to Wily 3 now. Let's see if Wily has cleaned up their pipes. And I don't know what's going on Sinister.sama's screen at the moment.
but if I find anything, I'll let you folks know. As looks like Dr. Wily used the good chemicals to clean out his septic tank, so that's nice to see. As Charlieboy makes their descent into to take on the dozer. And looks like Charlieboy is going to deal with the Technodrome, as Sinister.sama has returned. Fortunately, he's got to be careful here. And looks like, yep, our weakness is Crash. In this case, not a particularly good one. If it's Crash, I can see a long explosion radius, but you know what? The Crash Bombs take down the Technodrome, and we are off to Wily 4. Charlieboy stopping in the pit to refill some of his item 3 to make the Wily 4 climb portion a little easier. As generally Wily 4 is just a big U, big upside down U, maybe an N, depending on your preference. Anyway, he has passed the first section of this stage, as he is trying to get that last one. Nope, that's where the other invisible 4 was. As Sinister.sama is still climbing Wily 1 to go take on their dragon. As Charlieboy is nearly approaching the booming fight. Yeah, this stage definitely looks like a chocolate wafer, and sadly I have not eaten yet, and all it's doing is making me hungry. So, anyway, Charlieboy doing the jig there to honor a former runner of this tournament. And sadly, Charlieboy wanted to do something fancy, and the game said no. As Charlie gets on his item 2, and he is out of there. And looks like we got a quick weakness on Sinister.sama's side for the dragon, but he slips. I didn't curse him. He did it himself. As Charlie enters the booming fight, he wants to see if these sometimes, yeah, it looks like it is not Leaf, because Leaf can be weird when taking on the boobies, because one of its properties will be that it latches on to whatever it hits when it expands, and if it does that, that means you have to actually don't know what you have to do for that. I guess beat him. Not heat. How about? And pause buffered victory. That's all I gotta say about this, because Charlieboy does not want to get hit. But we do have weakness in bubbles, as the boobies will not be the same weakness as the previous tenant. But that is it for the boob, and Sinister.sama falls down again. So off to refights we go for Charlieboy, as he definitely needs to fill a few to get through, but I think he'll be fine alright, as we deal with this Huggles first. And he does have a leaf weakness. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the bubble weakness that he found earlier, which is fine. He's going to fill up his leaf shield now. We still got to go to that middle one, as we find ourselves a Crash Man here. Yep, and he was not Buster susceptible, as I thought. And that's only 2 for Charlieboy. You still gotta take the one above him. Charlieboy taking on Metal Man third now from the left side of the Robot Master refight room. As we take on Heat, we believe we found the bubble weakness for Heat, so this will be a much faster fight than what it could potentially be. And just like that, boom. As Charlieboy is not going to take on this Airman, who actually was a bro in Quickman's room, as he just fires one set of tornadoes and then jumps. So I definitely call that a bro Airman. But speaking of Quickman, there's Super Sentai Quickman right there. Charlieboy taking the DPS race all the way down to that Quickman. 2 more left, I believe. One of them was Flashman, as we got Woodman to take on first here. And Jumping Flashman is dead. That is it. Time to see if this machine is made out of paper mache. And nope, we upgraded to Linux, so time to check the other weaknesses. Not heat, not air. As we are still searching for a weakness for the first part of the machine here. Is it metal? We found metal for the first part. And metal for the second part. So that was our primary weakness for the machine. That was a tough find. As Charlieboy is about to descend into Victory Road, moments away from taking down the alien and getting his first win of this season of the tournament. Alright, looks like we got a plain old alien for us this time, though. Nothing fancy. I'm surprised Charlie skipped heat because it's not a chargeable heat. Not leaf, not bubble. Quick. Not quick. It's on page 2, middle. It's gotta be, yep. Well, at least we know what the weakness is. I think he has to go get some more metal, though. Yep. I believe this flash stopper had a short timer on it, too. Yep. I actually like the timer on this flash for the red drops here. But, once more, with Gusto this time, and with the right weapon for Charlieboy to take on the alien. But here we go. And down goes the alien. Charlieboy is the winner of this best of 3 set between him and Sinister.sama. So get those GGs into chat, folks. And yes, sadly, it does look like Sinister.sama has opted to forfeit for this race. So let's get our runners in here as for post race if they wish to do so. But yeah, folks, give both our runners a follow if you haven't already. Thanks again to Speedgaming for hosting us again this year for the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament. If you are interested in this tournament, we post links to the Discords. All the information you need to get a hold of this randomizer is there. We got plenty of people in the community who are more than willing to help you learn this randomizer. Let's see if we get Charlieboy in here. He is in the waiting room. He's currently muted. He might be doing something on the side here. Give me a second here. See if we'll pull him up.
Yo.
Hey. GG, sir.
Thank you for the GGs. GG Sinister.sama.
Yeah. So a bit of trouble with the fan feeds and heat, huh?
Yeah. The fiends of the fatness need to go somewhere.
A lot of hot air.
Lots of hot air.
And considering I know you live in Texas, you know about a lot of the hot air.
Yeah, it's hitting me pretty hard right now.
At least you're not where I am, where you don't have humidity to go with it too.
Oh no, I'm definitely where the humidity is. Yeah, Houston is like one of the worst cities in the U.S. for humidity. I'm pretty sure. We got all the chemical plants and everything too, so yeah.
And NASA.
Yeah, NASA.
All right, there's Sinister.sama. Let's see if we can get him to join us here.
Yep.
Welcome in, Sinister.sama. GG's.
Hey.
Tough luck there, though.
Game 1, I felt better. Game 2, my controller died. Plus that sloppy ass start. I'm sorry, the family friendly.
Sometimes the anger just has to come out.
I'm sorry, but when you literally lose, 12 seconds on the opening menu because you decided to press down start instead of start? Fun times.
I thought it was funny because Quick Band was down there. It's like, yeah, he really wanted to get to that Quick Band.
I already saw that was coming. That and with sloppy play and my controller died, that's what slowed me up a lot. I had to switch controllers on the fly.
That and slipping on the dragon.
Twice, mind you. Twice.
More like 3 times.
Wait, was it 3? Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I'm not trying to keep track, but it was definitely more than twice.
It doesn't matter. I was going against Charlieboy. Unless I had pulled a miracle completely out of my rear, there was no way in God's green earth I was going to catch him. Especially with a 33. Yeah.
Well, don't feel too bad. You were the first race, and you were at least a stage behind him, so not too bad.
A stage behind Charlieboy, it feels like a consolation prize.
I mean, as long as you're incrementally getting better, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Don't put me on a pedestal, my dude. I mean, 33.53. That's close to a 34, and for somebody that's been running the rando as long as I have, I shouldn't be hitting this type of time. I went heat early on C2, so
yeah, you're not the only, I went heat early. I went heat third.
Yeah, you guys, we definitely got some luck in these 2 seats where we're getting the items 1, 2, and 3 early. Where basically you both decide, yeah, I got items 1 and 3. I'm gonna go to Crash now. See ya.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought process. Like, okay, I got item 1. That's not enough to go to heat nor Crash. Oh, item 3. All right, let's go. That's it. That's all.
Now, I would argue for item 1 going to Crash, but that's a different story depending on what the items are. But yeah, basically that's how it works.
Yeah, items 1 and 3, that's an automatic crash. Items 1, 2, or 2, 3, that's on the automatic heat. I was like, okay, I got 1 and 2, that's heat. 1 and 3, okay, that's crash. So I was like, okay, let's go and do that. So,
yeah, crash and heat. If you can get the items and get them out of the way. I mean, once you get the items, you're in go mode. You get them out of the way. You know, the quicker you get them out of the way, like
the better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I was not a fan of those fan themed second seed though.
The trade-off is you have to have the weapons to deal with some of the enemy sets sometimes, and those.
Seed 1 was free. Crash was free. I'm not lying. Seed 1 Crash was free.
Yeah.
Seed 2 on the other hand, not so free, but at that point, I wasn't going there without items regardless. I ended up beating 4 Robot Masters before I decided to go to Crash, so it's like,
Seed 1, I thought I was doing pretty well for a little while. I was hitting some good pace at the beginning of the seed, but the refights just kind of slowed me down a little bit. I struggled a little bit.
Yeah, I actually had to stop it, bustering heat. I was like, wait a minute, this is taking too long. Let me find a weakness weapon, and I found it.
I forgot from the time the stage happened to the time I got to the refights. I forgot what I used. So I was like, so I went fishing again.
Oh, don't worry. I made sure that the audience knew that you forgot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. yeah. So I forgot. It happens. Like I mentioned before, man, I've played so many seeds in the past that, like, man, whenever I get there, if I'm not just like uber focused, and I mean, if I'm just the least bit tired or thinking about other things, like small distractions that happen around me, dog barking, whatever, you know, I'll forget everything that I've used in the seed and have to go fishing again, which is terrible. But yeah, it happens. I guess part of getting older. I don't know.
It is what it is. Well, that's all for me though. I'm done on that one. Hopefully tomorrow's race will be a little bit easier.
GG is we playing Gaming While Dead tomorrow, right?
Yes, you sure is. 2 of us will be here again tomorrow. But yeah, tomorrow afternoon, folks, on Friday, the 18th, Sinister.sama will be back in action, hoping to make up for today's race against Gaming While Dad at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here on commentary again. But any final closing remarks, folks?
Good.
Play this game. It's awesome. You know, thanks to everybody. Shout out to Sinister.sama, good game. Xavier and Bull, thanks for commentating. LB Creed setting up, and Sigma setting up stuff in the background. Speedgaming for having us again this year. Speedgaming Live 2023. Well, I say again, this is the first time we're part of Speedgaming Live, but we've hosted Speedgaming tournaments in the past, so, you know, shout out for having us on your network.
It always feels like the same, but just a slight difference.
Same thing, new layout, something like that. Just about. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks again, Speedgaming, for hosting us again this year. Glad to be here. Hopefully, we'll be part of the live tournament, but that's a different discussion. But yeah, again, tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Gaming While Dad versus Sinister.sama. Come join us again tomorrow afternoon, as we still have a slew of matchups in this tournament going on. Pretty much just about all weekend. All weekend. We got 3 more races all weekend. Like I said, we got Sinister.sama, got Gaming While Dad. I'm racing on in the early afternoon on Saturday at 2 p.m. against White Monster. We got Poison Curls coming back at 7 p.m. that same day on the 19th versus 2% Chungus. And then Sunday, we got Gaming While Dad taking on Mick Bob X. And I'm actually excited to see that race. So come by every day, folks. We're going to have a lot of races throughout this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we getting these group stages knocked out.
Yep, that's what we do. But again, folks, thanks for stopping by. Join the Discords, as we got plenty of people in the community who would help you not only obtain this randomizer, but teach you how to use it. So come stop by. We'd love to have you. Until then, bye-bye.
See y'all next time. Later. Good games.
Good games.